Let's talk about innovation in education. Let's talk about inventiveness in grammar learning. Let's talk about Never Have I Ever Bingo! Before we start, let's meet the innovators behind Never Have I Ever Bingo! Grammar is the basis of the English language. It allows second language learners to read, write, speak, and understand English effectively. However, for non-native learners, it may be challenging to master the use of tenses. And one of the most common and confusing verb forms encountered by ESL learners is the present perfect tense. On a brighter note, learners who were taught grammar using games performed significantly better than the ones who were taught grammar without the use of games. This appropriates game-based learning, as it brings real-life situations to the confinement of the classroom. It provides second language learners an opportunity to use the language. Befittingly, there has been a shift in the teaching of grammar in the Malaysian education system. Once taught explicitly, grammatical structure or function is now presented and practiced using a skill. This leads us to the main aim of the development of this game-based learning innovation. It is to aid pupils with the acquisition of present perfect tense in writing. It is hoped that by the end of the implementation phase, pupils will be able to acquire the vocabulary, which are verbs or verb phrases in the present perfect form, and subsequently use the acquired vocabulary when writing in the present perfect tense. Now let's look at the curated steps in the innovation process of Never Have I Ever Bingo. First, a needs analysis was conducted. Then, with the main objectives in mind, the overall concept, the materials needed, and the content or the verb phrases to be included in the game were discussed and finalized. After that, the final product was validated by experts. During the needs analysis, it was found that most students face difficulty in writing sentences about experience they have and have never done using the present perfect tense. And this was discovered through an item analysis on their first semester written assessment. As the name suggests, this innovation employs the combination of two popular games, Never Have I Ever and Bingo. Since Never Have I Ever is mostly a verbal game, the innovators decided to include an adaptation of Bingo, where pupils proceed to write sentences in response to prompts given on playing cards. To further illustrate the game mechanics, the materials needed involved in developing Never Have I Ever Bingo are presented in the images that follow. They include a Never Have I Ever Bingo sheet, Never Have I Ever playing cards, and playing chips. Most of the present perfect tense verb phrases were taken from page 37 of the prescribed Year 6 English textbook, Academy Stars. One example is tried skiing. Since there were pupils who were quite proficient for their age, a number of new verb phrases were added to differentiate the content. Let's review how the game is played. First, pupils choose random Never Have I Ever playing cards. Based on the cards, pupils write sentences about their past experiences in the present perfect tense. Pupils write sentences until they complete the entire bingo sheet. Then, pupils shuffle the Never Have I Ever playing cards. Starting off with the phrase, Never Have I Ever, pupils take turns reading the cards at the top of the pile out loud. For example, Never Have I Ever been on a cruise. Pupils can place a Never Have I Ever bingo chip on their bingo sheet only if they have written the sentence read on the cards. They continue playing until someone gets 5 chips in a row on their bingo sheet. Finally, pupils shout bingo if they have 5 squares in a row. This innovation was validated by 2 experts, an SISC Plus Language District Officer, and a Learning Materials Evaluation, Adaptation, and Design Course Master Trainer. The experts assessed the product's content and learning instructional design. As seen here, both experts commended the game and recommended it be used by other teachers. The novelty of Never Have I Ever Bingo lies in the combination of, first, a targeted approach to contextual grammar challenges, the stimulation and enhancement of creativity, expert validation, and evidence-based effectiveness. Never Have I Ever Bingo was implemented on a Year 6 class of a primary school in Negeri Sembilan. The 31 pupils involved varied in terms of language proficiency abilities. The implementation was scheduled across a 1-week span. After the needs analysis and pretest, pupils went through a series of 1-hour lessons with the implementation of Never Have I Ever Bingo. The pupils then complete the post-test in the final session. Let us examine the results of the pre-test and post-test administered to the group of pupils. The bar graph you see before you illustrates a clear and compelling improvement in student performance. As you can observe, the average pre-test score was in the range of 6 to 10, which is quite relatively low, while the average post-test score soared to the highest range of 26 to 30. This remarkable improvement of scores clearly demonstrates the effectiveness of Never Have I Ever Bingo. The document analysis showed that pupils were able to write improved sentences, and this is due to the fact that they were able to retain the verb phrases from the game. And another reason for this substantial improvement in written sentences was the pupils' ability to modify the verb phrases from the game with their own ideas. Interviews were also held to gauge pupils' perception of the effectiveness of Never Have I Ever Bingo. So let's hear what they have to say.
Before playing the game, I couldn't remember all the words. Is it saw or seen, give or given? But after playing, I can remember all the words. It helped me so much in my writing too.
I really had a blast when we played Never Have I Ever Bingo. It didn't really feel like learning to me, so I wasn't really annoyed with the sentences, which is great because writing these many sentences would seriously put me off.
In summary, the practicality of Never Have I Ever Bingo is demonstrated through its engagement factor of adaptability to learning styles, as well as being evident in the use of low-cost materials for game development. Never Have I Ever Bingo contributes to language education by providing an effective, engaging, and targeted approach to teaching the present perfect tense, and offers potential for scalability and future development in grammar instruction. Never Have I Ever Bingo has received 2 silver awards this year. And that concludes our presentation on our innovation, Never Have I Ever Bingo. Thanks for listening.